It is 7:00 in the US, and where I am, it is 4:00 in the afternoon. She woke up really early before the twins and the rest of the house is waking up because she wants to be on baby brunch. Are you as excited as I am about this?
I am very excited. I am very excited.
You have to tell everyone, Neo, that this is the first time that you've agreed to a podcast. You've said no to every person that is involved.
Yes, I've said no to all the podcasts because I didn't know how to perform all this stuff. But I was like, I got to do this one.
You've got to do this one. So for those of you who are not watching on the video, that's listening to the podcast, Neo borrowed one of her twins' headphones. So she's sitting with her gamer headphones outdoors. There's the most beautiful flowers. Some of them resemble the same as what I have, my bougainvilleas. So they're blooming beautifully. I can hear birds in the background, and there's a chime as well that now and then starts blowing in the wind. So she's actually sitting outside doing our podcast. I decided I'm going to sit in my kitchen today because my kids are not home and I am making tea. And in between, I got to chat to Neo. So Neo, welcome to Parents and Baby Brunch. I'm going to tell everyone shortly who you are. But first of all, thank you so much for joining us on this Baby Brunch podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I started following Neo on social media about a year ago. What attracted me to her channel was the fact that I saw this dancing lady. At the time, she only had 3 babies. She had twins and then her son, Michael. And what struck me about this really happy person was that her husband is probably 3 times the size than her. And she was dancing on her knees because she's a double amputee. And I thought to myself, this kind of joy that this mother has from Botswana living in the US of A, we need to share in your joy and happiness. And I need to learn about your circumstances and where you're finding yourself because, you know, in life, Neo, we can perceive that we have many challenges in and around us as humans, and we can find fault with a lot that we have been bestowed upon or that has been given to us. But you are testament to the fact that no matter what your circumstances are, that you can still have kindness, joy, and elation. And that is why I wanted you on this podcast. I'm going to read you what my team wrote about you. Double amputee and a mother now living in USA, born and raised in Botswana in a village by a single mom, and you have your brother, studied in Canada, and now you're the mother of 4 children. Can't wait to talk about your small baby. Welcome to Baby Brunch.
Yay!
When you woke up this morning, what did he bring you? Did he bring you coffee in bed? Tell me about how
No,
that
I haven't
special
eaten
man...
yet.
You haven't eaten yet? The last time I called Neo, I was like, yeah, girl. So we're hanging out. Next minute, husband with baby on the hip comes out with toast. What are we eating? Toast with
toast and avocado.
Avocado,
and egg.
Fried eggs. Man, you brought a juice milk. I was like, what is going on here? Tell me a little bit about your husband. Like, let's even start there. Like, how did you find this man and what does he do for you? Because we're going to play it back to all of our husbands.
He's the best. I feel like it was God that did it for me. I'm not going to take any credit of what I did. He is the best. And I met him, I was studying in Canada and I visited in America a friend here, and that's how I met him. And yeah, he's the best. Quiet. He doesn't talk much. If he talks, that's because I'm pushing him to talk. But quiet and just a quiet man. Man of few words. I always tell him that if I was to just decide to be quiet all day, I don't think I'll hear anything from him. Because I feel like I'm the one that is always talking around the house.
You do
Yeah,
speak a lot. I know that. I know that about
yeah.
you. I've seen that on your videos, and I've seen it. You speak for a living, just like me. The,
Yes.
what qualities do we look for in our husbands before we start a family? I mean, you knew you wanted your children. You're far away from home. Your family's in Botswana. You're in the US finding this guy. How do you relate to your mother that you're in good hands?
Okay, first when I met him, he was the man of my dream for sure. Because I prayed. I mean, for me, I really prayed for what? Because if we don't have legs, your life is, you never know whether your life is going to fall in the hands of the wolves, or you don't know whether your life is going to fall in the hands of the right hand. But I knew that if I just tell God everything that I wanted and light it up to him, then he may give me exactly what I wanted. That's my belief. So that's is exactly what I prayed for. But one thing that made me like him the more is that he really wanted to make sure that I do what I want. Like if I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, which I wanted so bad, he will let me do it. And at one time he worked 2 jobs to make sure that I don't need to go out to work. And when I told my mom, I said, I met a man and everything, and the procedures went well, but they were happy for me. They met him. Everybody loved this man. Especially my late grandma that passed away this year. She said, you are in the right hands, and everything fell into place. I don't even know what to say. Everything fell into good place. And we've been together we met in 2014, and it's our anniversary for 8 years this October.
I know that because I saw it online. I saw a video online of you dancing with your small baby and with your husband going, we're celebrating our anniversary, and it's so beautiful for me. You know what's interesting? I mean, we are always careful. Like when we meet people with any kind of disability, or I remember there was a time that mental health, we didn't speak about how we feel because we were so scared of people judging us. But you just said it, when you grow up without legs. I mean, that's what strikes me about you. It rolls off your tongue so easily, I guess, because you've had to deal with it all your life. What is life like growing up without legs, and how did you come to the point of being a double amputee? I've never looked for it online. It never matters to me. I just see joyous Neo dancing with her babies.
Yeah, for me, it was a birth defect. I was missing a bone down my leg, my knee, one of the bones. And the best solution was to get both legs amputated. And, oh, sorry about that. One of my babies screaming in the house. I don't know.
I can't hear them. That's so cute. You stopped.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about that because Neo stopped one of her recordings because her baby needed to feed. We're going to talk about that later. So stay tuned to this podcast. Okay. So
the legs got amputated below the knee. I mean, above the knee. And everything went well. My amputation went well, so I never had any complications. So I had to adapt to living without legs. But to be honest with you, people don't see this. I'm even surprised with myself showing myself like that to over 1 million people. Because when I was growing up, when you're a child, people see you, children see you, they don't understand. They're like, why do you not have legs? Some of them don't want to be your friend. That's the reality of being a child and the stuff that I had to deal with. But for me, though, I think being extroverted helped a lot. I don't know. And I always pushed it away, and I never even reported anyone at home. Even if they were not nice to me, I'm someone that believed in shake it off from the time I was young. So I've always been strong from the time I was young. And just growing up, it was not very easy, but I think getting to be a disabled person from birth, it has helped me understand that I have to accept this. This is one thing that I hope parents teach their children, because that's something that I did not grow up with, that children are different. When children are different, everyone is different, especially these days. And if children can learn that, back where I'm from, a lot of children did not know that very well. So they'll stop, they can laugh when they're coming back from school, they can say a lot of mean stuff and all these things. Some of the children will do that because they don't understand. But I feel like if the parents at home were to teach them that you have to understand that children are different. Like, let me tell you a little story of what happened when I was back home one of the days. There was a child that was an albino. And this child, my mom always saw the child not going to school. Like, he'll leave school at home with uniform. And the parents will think that they went to school, but this child will not go to school. They were just like
so
10.
he was a child with albinism. Like he was an albino baby, and he now is dressing up to go to school. So the parent thinks he's going to school, but he's not.
But he's not. And then that really struck my heart big time because I related. Just that for me, I was a little stronger than this child. But eventually, hopefully, he went back to school. But it just struck to me that I wonder if this child at school, people are saying some mean stuff and all these things. And it was stuck. And I was like, dang, it starts at home. It starts at home. Because one of the comments that I receive all the time, I've joked about it, is that people, instead of just saying, oh, no, you look so beautiful, they'll make a comment like, oh, you look so beautiful for someone that doesn't have legs. You know what I mean? I'm like, do we need that? Do we need that addition? Just say you're beautiful. So if we can just teach at home, that will be the best thing ever for parents. I feel that way. But being strong, I started like, for me, when I started social media to show myself as someone without legs, number two, it was because my husband was working 2 jobs, paying off our debts, just like starting something. But also it helped me to be more of, like show myself. At first I was shy. If we were to go back to the beginning of my videos, gonna see the difference. But I was showered with a lot of joy. Say hi. Good.
There's a small baby behind her. Hello. You can't hear me because you've got headphones on, so I'm waving.
Yeah. Go to Dada. Mikey? No, go to baby. I'll see you later, okay? Yeah. The mommy's baby.
You know, when you just said, I don't know why I'm getting so teary. You know why? Because we all grow up like that. I remember going to school. So I grew up in a community where my mom and dad, they look different. So the one is lighter and the one is darker. I want to leave it at that. And I remember going to school and I would get the same kind of comments. I would get the comment like, you speak really nice for a black, and it. So for me to hear that people are saying, you look really beautiful for someone without legs, I realized that I haven't dealt with that, friend.
Yeah.
Because, I'm on radio here in South Africa, and a lot of the time, I can tell that my listeners are in a phase of understanding and learning. And it's so beautiful because they don't mean ill. They really don't. I see their hearts. They really show up with trying to understand. But it doesn't take away from when someone is on their journey to understanding and opens their mouths and says something to you, and they mean so well, but it hurts so much. You were saying something before Mikey came in. This, Neo. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So did the boy with albinism, did he go to school eventually? No, he didn't.
I hope so. Because I think my mom will always say, go to school or something like that. But I think he eventually did. Hopefully he did. But that was just something that struck me when I saw it. Because people like me are not many. People that are strong that can deal with it. Some kids cannot take those type of comments. But it's not their fault because they're kids. That's what I'm saying, that it's always, that's one thing that I try to do when I share my life. A lot of parents that have the children that have the same disability as me, that have to, because my disability is that you have to get your legs amputated if you want to have a lot of mobility. They will say, I'm so glad I found your channel because I keep on making my child watch it and all these things, and I'm so happy because it starts with the parents really teaching their children, whether the children of disabled or children of the children that are just fine, the parents of the children that are just not disabled physically. But it starts at home. If the parents, I feel like if the parents can just empower their child, it's outside there that's not matter. That's what I feel.
It's so interesting that this is a conversation about how teaching about differently abled, deaf children, disabled children, children who are overweight, that it actually starts at home.
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 kids, and my 2 older babies are from a previous marriage, and I have a lot of people commenting on my kids, and sometimes people feel like they can just say what they like. And the one time I had to remind a mom that most problems with children's weight, right, where a child feels that they need to adapt a disorder because of their weight, because of the way they look, starts at home.
Uh-huh.
The issue starts at home. And I have to quiet down a lot of people that comments on my children's weight. I've had that. Because I make it clear to them that I've got this. We don't need more advice. We need support. So it's so important that you're saying that the education starts at home. That we can show, we can create such beautiful stories and such an amazing world if we start the teaching at home. Were there moments of self-doubt growing up, or even in your marriage, because of being a double amputee? Have you ever thought, I can't even make anything up. Did you ever doubt yourself?
Yes. And it actually even still creeps in now. It's not just in the past, it's even in now. And when I was young, like, this life that I have is my dream life, right? Like, really my dream life. But sometimes when my husband and we are together and everything, because there's something that I cannot do. For example, one of the things that I cannot do is snows here, right? Like, no matter how I like it, I can never get into the midst of the snow or go sledding because I'm nervous that I may hurt myself and all these things. And then sometimes my husband will have to go by himself with the kids, and then to go to sled, and I'll have to stay either in the car or where the snow is not much. Sometimes I even said that he does not like me saying this. I'm like, damn, sometimes I wonder if I hold back, in some stuff. He doesn't like me saying that. He's like, no, you don't hold me. What are you talking about? He does not like me saying that. But once in a while, it creeps in, especially when things that I cannot do. And it's clearly because if I had the legs, I'll be able to do it fine with no problems. Like, sledding is one of the older people like to say, you can do it, but I just don't want to risk getting injured going down the hill. That's one of the things. And yeah, that's some of the stuff that I cannot do. Right now, I'm learning to drive. Actually, I have an appointment after this call to go and do so that we can work on adjusting the car so I can learn to drive. Like, my husband ever since we got married, he's always been the one to drive us. But now at least I'm trying to gain that independence. But definitely, there are sometimes it creeps in, but not much, because my husband has made me see that I got this, you got whatever you can do, because I do my best as much as I can. If I can do it, I give it my all. And yeah, it creeps in, but not as much. Once in a while it does, but maybe once a year or twice a year, I can think that.
If I can do it, I will give it my all. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Listen, there's a lot of stuff I can do that my husband can't do. And there's a lot of stuff my husband can do that I don't want to do.
Yeah, he likes to say, look at you, you carried all these children. Something that I could never do. You grew life.
You grew life.
because I got so sick, especially with the twins. It's like I could never do that. So
did you ever doubt whether you would be able to conceive? I mean, was that ever a concern? So just to give context again, Neo has had her twins. They are adorable, 2 baby boys. I keep saying babies. How old are they now?
7.
They're 7. Okay. But I call my 7-year-old a baby.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, same.
so she has twins, and then she has a younger boy. How old is Michael?
Michael is 4.
4, and then she has small baby.
20
How old
months.
is small baby? 20. Oh,
20 months.
He is so cute, the man. Okay, so 20. So did you ever have any doubts that whether you could conceive, whether you could have children?
Not real. Okay, having children, I never had self-doubt. However, the thing that has crept in, not because it was from me, but because from people, they'll be like, "Will like children have legs?" Because at that time, I didn't. I knew that my disability was not genetic, but it will creep on people saying they meant well. Saying, do you think your children will have no legs or whatever? And that started creeping in me too. And so when I was pregnant with the twins, with the twins, I didn't know that I was pregnant with the twins. But when I was pregnant, when I found out that I was pregnant, that crept in my mind at first. But after everything was ruled out that this is not, my disability was by chance. It is not genetic at all. It started like really ringing in that this is fine, but it had crept in my mind. As the ability to conceive, I never really doubted it. It was what am I conceiving? What type of a child am I going to conceive? That was what crept in me, because the noise, even if we just feel fine, like if you feel confident about yourself, if someone keeps on pointing out, oh, you're this, somehow it starts to think like, what if they really are right? What if this and that? But it was ruled out. That was the main thing.
It's so important, the stories that we tell, especially when people are one is very vulnerable I am when I'm pregnant. And it's so important, the stories that we tell, and it's like you say, one can be perfectly fine, and then when the noise comes, you think, oh, well, maybe they are right. Did people ever have anything to say about the fact that you are from Botswana and married an American guy? Or I don't really speak to this because to me it doesn't matter. I mean, I remember someone, when I was pregnant with my first child, someone said to me, oh, so you're going to have a cappuccino baby? And I went, And I realized they were referring to the fact that my husband is olive and that I am, I don't know, mixed black, whatever I am. And I had to think about it for everyone else. Do they have commentary or doubts about the fact that you married a white American man?
In my real life, no. It is the comments from the strangers that say
social media?
This stuff. On social media, they'll say, like, I mean, everyone has stuff and all that. Some people say, I'm married for green card. That comment is huge. Yeah, I'm like, if only you knew that, I would rather be in Africa. You would not say that.
Can I marry you for a green card, please?
Yeah. So yeah, that's it's mostly outside, but within my family, both families, no, it's just all love and support.
Do you miss Africa? Do you miss Botswana? Because initially I thought you were from South Africa. So I mean, I was like, this Neo chick, she's amazing and she's from South Africa. Then only later on I learned, no, Botswana. Even the other day when I was on the phone with you, your husband, I mean, guys, this tall, big American guy, okay, Neo is Bay. He comes to the phone and he's like, Dumelang. I was like, oh. Did that just happen? I was like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you miss Botswana?
A lot. I miss it. So I miss Botswana so much. Yeah. A lot of people thought I was South African because we speak the same. Even when I'm in South Africa, when I'm flying, right? people, because before social media and all these things, if they don't know me, they will just think that I am from South Africa. Because of the same accent. We have the same accent. We look the same.
Yes.
Like, I look South African. There's no difference.
We look like sisters, man. Well,
yes.
Listen, so we broadcast in Botswana as well. Send a message home to everyone. We're going to post the video. So send a vid, but you can't speak English. And go, Neo.
Dumelang betso ko Botswana. Ketla, ngwaga tse di tlang ketla. Ketla ko Botswana.
You must say something like Kia Kurupula.
Oh, ke le tshwagaletse. Have you seen ke le tshwagaletse? Ke le tshwagaletse la thata.
Oh, ta. Oh, guys. Come home.
Yes, that's the plan. Sometime.
Can't believe it. From from American twang to her native language.
Yes.
Oh wow. I was very I judged you on one thing, I must tell you. When I heard you studied in Canada, I was like, really? Because it is extremely unlikely that anyone from Botswana packs up to go and study in Canada. How did you get the opportunity?
Oh, our government, because our government sponsors children even today, students. So they had a program that if we did well in school, and our government has this program where, I don't know if they still have it now, but at the time they did, where if you do very well in school, but you're also disabled, they have this disability scholarship like that. I mean, for everyone, but also they were emphasizing making sure that they take care of their disabled people. So it happened that I did well and in school, and then my brother, I don't know where he worked, he found someone that knew about it. He called me and say, actually, you don't have to go to University of Botswana. If you don't want to, you can have a chance to go to Canada.
Amazing.
I said, are you for real? My brother, oh my goodness. He went on and found out all about everything, and the rest is history. So our government have that. I don't know if they still do, but they have that, and it was the best opportunity ever. Because I never saw that coming. Because initially, people don't know this, I was admitted to go and do Bachelor's of Nursing in University of Botswana. That's what I was going to do, because I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to see how it goes and then become a doctor later. But because I was coming from the government school, I would have to go through other hoops. My brother was like, we don't mess this up. And then that's how I went to Canada. So that was a fun story.
What did you end up studying?
Economics and business.
So I saw online, and I mean, people, I find social media fascinating, and I hardly read the comments, I must tell you. So a lot of the research, even based on the comments on your posts, are done by my team. I just watch the video and feel inspired. But why would and this question is obviously patronizing, why would a mom who is highly educated and so well-spoken be a stay-at-home mom of 4 children?
I get that a lot. Even my mom at first, she could not believe what I said. She was not happy. Not everyone was happy, even in my family. But eventually my mom warmed up to it and everything. To be honest with you, I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but I never saw it coming because I'm someone that believes in plan B. Even me, I like to say this, even me as a wife, I also believe in having a type of income. I knew that eventually after I get settled in my stay-at-home mom, I may do something about it. And that's how I fell into the social media realm. And these people don't understand that actually the social media job pays more than pretty much many professions. Like, that's what people don't understand. Like, social media people make more than engineers. They don't understand that. But, I mean, I'm
when do I sign up? What do I do? Yes, hire me.
But people don't understand. But before social media, though, everyone was against it. But my husband had made it clear that he'll do anything it takes to make sure that I raise the kids. Because I raised the kids because that's what I wanted, and he wanted that, and he worked 2 jobs, and I'm not wasting my education because now I'm a homeschool mom. I'm imparting the education on the kids. The kids are getting everything that they need to get, and I know that is something that people don't agree with a lot, but I don't really, even though I'm a stay-at-home mom nowadays, I call myself stay-at-home mom, but also I'm working like. This social media thing, even though it doesn't seem like a job when I'm cooking what I'm already going to eat, I'm getting paid for it. Like, it sounds crazy.
No, it
right?
sounds like you've got your hands full, because I salute every stay-at-home mom, because I would not be able to do it. I don't have a nanny and an au pair, but I have assistants here at home, but we raise our own children. And I can tell you now, it is a juggle. It is a juggle. And to raise 4 kids, I mean, I don't know how you do it. I think we commend you. We think that you're great. If I had to be a social media critic, I would say, first of all, you're Black. You have no legs. You've got 4 kids, the youngest only 20 months. You're educated, but you're not working. You're staying at home and you're teaching your children. You homeschool. Okay. By the way, it's all the things I want to do. Okay. There's just so much that people can comment on, which makes you very interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Like your handle, Neo Coach Baby, is of interest because there's so much to talk about. If you want people to remember you for one thing, what would it be?
If now can do it, you can do it. That's what I'll say. If now can do it, you can do it. Like, I feel like I'm the model to show that, because I like to say this, even though people, my followers like to say, don't say that. I like to say that I'm not beautiful as today's standards. As you see me, I'm just like, number one, I don't have legs. People lazy legs. I'm just like, I'm not the weight of what people consider like the standard. And there's nothing to look at me and be like, she looks like a Hollywood model. Like, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just an ordinary person. Like, our kitchen, look at how beautiful your kitchen is. Our kitchen is not like the aesthetically pleasing. Like, I'm not the standard. I'm just the normal, ordinary village girl. If she can do it, you don't have an excuse. I say this all the time, that if I can do it now, from Molopolole, Botswana, village girl, never been a city girl, if she can do it, anyone can do it. That's what I'll say.
Well, I am motivated by how you do it, my love, and
thank you.
I see your natural hair and your beautiful teeth and your skin. Oh, my word. I really need your bust, whatever you're drinking, to get milk like that.
Rooibos tea.
Girl, I pray that bust stays like that after that child has breastfed, because, you see, I don't need a Hollywood beauty. And I actually spoke about it on my show this morning. This morning we spoke about kindness in business. And you know what makes you beautiful? It's your kindness, and it's how accepting you are, and it's your education. You're very clever. You're really intelligent. So and how you raise your children, man, and how you love your husband. Oh, I pray for you, man, because
thank you.
You can be a role model for so many young women who, it's actually a question that I get a lot, like, how do you find the right husband? And you hit the nail on the head earlier when you talked about prayer, because for me it was 2 things. It was prayer, like I really prayed for my husband, and the other thing was, and I know that you get along with your mother-in-law too, I prayed for a mother-in-law that I could really get along with. Like, I needed a mother-in-law that I'm tight with. And I know that you are tight with your in-laws, I needed that, because obviously we've all dated at some stage 100 years ago. And we've had many people that don't approve of us. And I needed my in-laws to love me, and I found that. So that's what makes you beautiful. You're a role model for so many people. And I was fanning, guys, I never do video calls with my guests, okay? We have a very strict screening process. But when I knew that Nao could do a video call with me, I was like, I need to see you before this interview, because you are, God bless you for what you represent and how you are changing social media for good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're showing up for so many young women that need the inspiration. Did you have your babies natural?
All of them, even the twins. I know. I know, it sounds crazy,
Shut
right?
the front door. Did you really?
Yes. All of my kids. I have not had any C-section.
I can hear them in the background. That's so amazing. How do you push twins?
I know. I remember telling my OBGYN, I said, you know what? Because for me, I was never more up for the C-section, because as you know, I'm a double amputee. I walk funny. So I was like, if we can try to do, vaginal as much as we can, please let's do that. She said, we got this. And she was so supportive. And then God put me in the right hands. Yeah, they're 10 minutes apart. Yes.
So for you, twins. And this is so personal, but did you lie down or stand up?
No, just like I just lie down, like giving birth.
Okay.
Yeah. And then everything, just like how everyone gives birth, like in the propped up bed.
I say this because not everyone is lucky enough to be a double amputee and to be able to walk on their legs. And I see how you dance on yours. Did you have to learn to do that?
I say this because a lot of amputees surprisingly comment saying, no, are you not hurting? I could never do what you're doing. I give the commendation to the doctors that amputated me. They did a very good job.
Okay.
And because on my lowest weight right now, because I'm heavier, when I'm standing, when I don't put a carpet, I can feel a little discomfort, but not pain. But it's so funny that I think I healed fine, because when you're a child, you heal very well. And then it did not change anything, because even when I had my legs, before it got amputated, I could still stand up. I could still walk with them. It was just like, I could still walk on my knees, right?
Okay.
So I didn't really have to learn it. It's just like the reflex of, how a child knows that, okay, it's time to walk, is the same way. But I never had pain with it.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Recently, you shared a video of your baby. And I say baby, he's 20 months old. And I want you to take a listen to this. If you're on our video, you can have a watch. Nao cuts this video in half where she goes, okay, no more. I'm going to stop recording because my baby's asking for milk. Take a listen to this.
The dough has risen, and that means that it is ready to be starting to cook. In the meantime, I'm going to feed this guy. He's a breastfeeding baby. Just in case you're like, why is he so clingy? He's still breastfeeding. Usually he's very independent, but when you... Mama, please. Oh, okay, guys. No, I'm stopping you. Please, Mama. I'm stopping, guys.
So you cut this video in half. You were like, no, I'm not recording because your small baby is going, Mommy, I want more. Do people give you flack for... He is so cute.
When you say please, I was like...
How old, wait, of the 4 babies, who did you breastfeed the longest?
Him.
Oh.
The twins, I did not breastfeed them. I pumped until they were like 8 months, and then Michael 18 months. Him is 20 months. But Michael weaned himself. So I'm used to the children weaning themselves, right? So him is still going, but he doesn't breastfeed as much during the day now. I think now he's reaching that age where he's like, okay, I think this is it. I think he's slowly weaning. I have a feeling that by the time he's 2, which is the next 4 months, I think he'll be weaning himself.
Why do you think we get criticized for breastfeeding longer than most. Like if I could have it, I would have wanted to breastfeed until my babies are 3. And I happen to be a traveling mom, so at some stage my milk dried up. But my baby I think she was 10 months when I stopped. Why do you think it gets criticized? I mean, I adore these videos, and I want to have another baby, it's badly. Why do you think it is? Why is there you to feeding?
I don't know. I was actually taken aback too, because I thought the videos were cute. Like my baby, because now he speaks. He's talking to me saying, "Mommy, I want more. Mommy, I want milk." I thought that was the cutest thing ever, that the baby's asking for milk. And one of the main criticism is they say I should go to the store and get milk and give him the cup. I'm like, isn't mother's milk better? Another one is saying, well, I should pump. What they don't know is that I pumped my life out with the twins. I didn't like it. And my nipple, okay, okay. The pumping thing was not just good for my nipple because my breasts are bigger. These people don't know how it's like to pump when your breasts are big. They have no idea. They just say whatever they like. So I've pumped my life out, and I don't like it. If I don't have to, I'll not go back to pumping. If I don't have to, that time I had to, so I had to suck it up and just do it. But now I don't have to pump. Why should I pump? It's because my baby is 18 months. Because I started sharing these videos when he was 18 months, and now he's 20 months. And it made me want to share them once in a while so that other women can see it's normal. Because my thing is to normalize things that people, it's not like I'm straining my breast out. I'm just sharing the story behind it. My baby's talking. So it's not like I'm going to do this extremes, because I know that it can create a lot of controversy. I'm just sharing the story behind it. And my thing is that other women, they understand that if you don't have to, for example, for me, I don't have a job to leave the house, because other women, the main reason why they don't breastfeed is because they have to go to work, or their milk dried up early. Or just my cousin, she says she couldn't keep up with the milk supply. Some people, because of that, they really wish they could do it. So if you are just a milk machine like me, keep making it. If the baby can make more milk for you, just for them, just keep doing it. So yeah, I was surprised too. I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked. And because at first I thought these people were trolls, but I went back to my Instagram, back to my Facebook, and read the comments. These people were really genuine moms that really are sold into this formula lifestyle, that you need to get formula for your child, or that they were sold this thing that you need to win your child at 6 months or so. And surprisingly, even WHO advise women, if they can, to breastfeed even up to 2 years. So this is even it's not like I'm just being a controversial mama. It's actually even the science out there. But I think it's because most women don't do it because of circumstances. It has been a normalized thing, right? That is the same as phones, because my kids, we don't give them screen time, right? It's the same as phones, that if you don't give a child screen time, people will look at you like you are crazy. In my head, I said, we grew up without even electricity. We had to get electricity later in life in my household. So people look at that as crazy poverty, but us, we're happy. So I think it's culture and the beauty standards and everything that, parenting standards, that people really like that. But I'm hoping that my videos, most of all, they are going to educate other moms to know that it's actually, this baby, not because I'm comparing my kids, I like to say that he's the most eloquent. He's very, very smart. He knows when, even now he doesn't breastfeed as much as I said. He knows when he's done. And my husband doesn't have a problem with it. And it's even now I still can't, I was surprised too. I don't know why women are really against breastfeeding that much. A lot of women are against it. But I share it still because I feel like it needs to be normalized. That pumping is a new thing for me. And I had to do it here. That pumping is not something that if you see a mom breastfeeding, it should not be something that you bring up first. I think another thing is sexualization of the breast. I'm not going to lie. I think that's the main thing that it is not for me as a mom. As a mom, it's the feeding to the child before it's a sexualized object, right? But I think people see it as they sexualize it more than feeding the baby.
It's interesting though that you said you're not trying to create controversy. First of all, and understand this, friends who are listening to this podcast. I am an advocate of positivity and joy, and you just said it now. I mean, you just said it. We didn't grow up with electricity and there's no stress, but we are happy. And for me, that is everything. That if you and your partner, and if you as the mom have decided on something that brings joy to the world, and that creates a happy home, that's your stuff. And it's none of our business, other than just your decision, and people should respect that. There's your husband. Hello.
He's going to pick up the baby, so.
Hi. Hello.
Sure.
Hey. He's in the background.
Yeah, he's picking up the baby's high chair.
Neo, I want you to introduce people to your platform so that they know where to find you. This podcast goes out in South Africa and in Africa, and we're in the US. We're in Israel, Ghana, Nigeria. Give us a shout out there and tell us where we can find Neo Kirchway on Instagram, YouTube, and social media.
Yeah, everything is just Neo Kirch Baby. My main platforms, the Facebook, I just reached 1 million followers. YouTube, I just reached 1 million subscribers. And Instagram, and then TikTok. Those are the platforms that are more, but mainly I'm more active on Facebook and Instagram now. That's where I'm mostly active.
If you want to follow this amazing mom who hails from Botswana, who lives in the USA, and who is a great inspiration for so many people, you heard it. Facebook, Instagram, on social media, and on YouTube, and follow her, Neo Kirch Baby. This is another Baby Brunch podcast, and Neo, it is a pleasure to connect with you all the way from South Africa. We adore you.
I'm so thankful. Thank you, guys.